Good morning. Hello. All right. So we are currently live on YouTube, currently live in the Bead Floor Studio Facebook page. And we are currently going live in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group. If you are currently watching, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Hello. Good morning. My name is Fen, and you are joining me for another segment of Bead and Chat. Bead and Chat with me while you work on your projects, and I'll work on my projects. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure I've got everything going. If you are currently watching from the Facebook group, the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group, let me know. Put something in the chat. I just want to know that the chat is working because the last few weeks I'm just not seeing them. So type something in there. Let me know that is working. Yeah. I just know that in the past few weeks it has not. Let me see if I can actually see it. I'll eventually see it, I guess. All right. All right. So, okay. Well, it looks like I am not seeing it on my end on the dashboard, but I can see it on my iPad. So hello, Darcy. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for letting me know that the chat is working. Let me click on that. It looks like I am not seeing it. Okay. Okay, good. All right. I have to get rid of the volume. Anyways, so today, well, last week what we did was I looked at some flowers and I did a flower study and beaded on the spot. It's one of my favorite things to do. I just love looking at live flowers and then dissecting them, studying them, and then beading them. It's like a puzzle. So first, I will show you what flowers I have today, and let me know what flowers you want me to do today because I have a few. Last week I've kind of decided what flower I wanted to do, but this week you guys let me know what flower you want me to do. Okay. So let's see. Okay, for sure. Let me move this here. For sure, I don't want to do this carnation. Too big, not enough time. Okay, so timing issue. I don't want to do this huge carnation. Okay. Here's a small carnation. It's a miniature carnation. So I'm open to doing this one. Hope you guys can see it well. Miniature carnation. Let's see what else we got. Got this chrysanthemum. A lot of petals. I'm not sure if I'm open to doing this one. I've got about an hour-ish today, so I don't want to do something too complicated. Last week, we did this delphinium. Let me see if I can find it here. Did the delphinium last week. And we also have this astro. I also have a whole bunch over here. So I'm open to doing the astro or Peruvian lily. All right. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to study flowers and then we're going to bead them. Okay. Let me know. I'm just trying to, poke on my devices while I'm live. Okay. All right. Let me know which flower you guys want me to do. In the meantime, while you're thinking and deciding, I want to do some announcements. The last 2 weeks, I've been forgetting to do announcements. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it at the end. And then at the end, I forget. So just haven't been doing it. So I'm going to get it out of the way so I don't forget later, because I know I probably will. So the classes, beginner level class, this French beaded Enchanted Rose is a beginner level class that I will be teaching at the Virtually Ever Crafting event in April. So this class is April 23rd. I forget the time, but I will put the link up here, or the QR code for the Enchanted Rose, a beginner level class. So if you are a beginner, this is the perfect class for you. I will walk you step by step through the whole process of how to make this. It's a 1-hour class. We'll learn the techniques, and then I'll also demo the whole flower. You'll know all the techniques, and then you can watch the replay of the class and continue learning that way. Okay. French beaded Enchanted Rose. First project. And now we're going to go into a more intermediate / advanced project. This sunflower necklace, French beaded sunflower necklace. Another class that I'll be teaching. I believe this one is on the 26th. It's a weekend, 3-hour class. So if you would like to get started on making jewelry, this is for people that already have the knowledge of current French beaded flower techniques. And then I'll show you how to turn these into jewelry. So more information, click on or take a picture of the QR code on the screen, and I'll take you to the page with the information. And these two classes, the Enchanted Rose and the Sunflower Necklace, will be at the virtuallyevercrafting.com website. I've had some questions from people if it's really me. Yes, it's really me. Because I usually host my classes on my website and also in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group. So people were concerned. Yes, it's me, and it's legit. All right. More announcements. More announcements. So yesterday I announced my next Bead Along. The Bead Along is our anniversary, 5-year anniversary collaboration in the Learn How to Make French Beaded Flowers Facebook group. I'm collabing with fellow designer Lauren Harpster, and Lauren is currently teaching her Cymbidium, I think I'm saying that correctly, Cymbidium orchid. And I just announced my project, which is an anthurium. Our theme is tropical flowers. So the gist of what this collaboration is, and you've probably seen our collab from 2 years ago, the gist of how this collaboration works is I will bead Lauren's pattern, and Lauren will bead my pattern. And also in the group, we will teach you guys how to make these flowers. So you'll make these flowers in the March and April bead alongs, and then I will bead Lauren's orchid, and Lauren will bead my anthurium. And then each of us will come up with a project of our own that incorporates both of these flowers. So 2 years ago, the projects turned out so amazing. It wasn't just the 2 flowers. We added a whole bunch of patterns into it. It just wasn't, I don't know, we didn't plan it that way, but with how our brains work, is we just keep ramping it up, just making it bigger and bigger. So we just like to be extra. We like to go extra when we do these projects. So, okay, that's enough talking. Let me show you the anthurium here. Oh, it's a bit tall. I'm going to take it out of the vase. So we have the anthurium. Let me get the QR code up here. All right, so this is the QR code. Take a picture of the QR code with your phone and you can get more information on the bead along, on both bead alongs actually. It is, if you can't take a picture of the QR code, go to beadflora.com and you should find the information on the first page. Okay, so this is the red anthurium. This is the pink anthurium. Ooh. And the purple. So there are these flowers hiding my face. So I have 3 colorways, and the arrangement is about, it's 21 inches in height, and each flower is about 2-ish inches by 3 inches, 2 by 3. The leaves are slightly bigger, 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So you can also get a kit. The kit will include enough materials to make this arrangement here. So 3 flowers, 5 leaves, flower about 2 by 3, leaves about 2 by 3 as well. Okay, so we'll be doing this. Excited to see what our collaboration will yield. Okay, let me set these aside. Okay, announcements out of the way. Okay, and my bad this week. I didn't create an event for this live, so I'm sorry. So I'm not sure if I'm seeing comments. If you are live here with me, let me know, because I don't know if I need to refresh or something. Let me jiggle with my screens here. And lately I've been not seeing comments in the Facebook group. So if you want to interact with me live, try to go on YouTube, or also go on the Bead Floor Studio page. Okay, so now we're going to start with our flowers. I do not see any comments on what people are wanting me to do for the flower. So I'm just going to pick a flower. I don't know. I'm going to take this, switch screens. Got petals everywhere. Okay. I've had this notebook, my book, for a long time, and I still have a lot of pages of it. This must be like 6 or 7. No, it's like probably older than my youngest, he's 8 now, so probably a lot older. I can do carnation, or I can do the Austro, the Peruvian lily. Okay. It looks like we have Juliana joining us. Hello, Juliana. I just started French beading about 2 months ago, and your videos have been so helpful. Okay, amazing, awesome. I would love to see your flowers. I love hearing from people that have made my flowers, and I love to see them. So if you can, get it over to me. You can find me on Facebook, my Facebook page, Bead Floor Studio. You can message me there. All right, so what flower should I do? Austro or carnations? So these flowers I got at a local grocery store. It was like these reduced flowers for $4.50 for like this huge huge bouquet for $4. So yeah. Okay. Alstro. I'm not sure how you say. I don't remember how to say the whole name. I need to look it up. Or carnation. Still deciding. Okay. I think I'll do the Alstro. Quickly Google what the whole name is. Alstroemeria. Okay. If you are just joining me, I am doing a fun thing where I'm studying the flowers and trying to beat it on the spot. Okay, Alstro. It's also called Peruvian lily. What day is today? Today. Oh, I didn't say the date. It's March 21, 2025. Okay. Yes, Juliana, the Astros are stunning. Okay, so zoom out a bit. When I look at the stems, what I like to do is look at the structure of the stems. Okay. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these branching stems of flowers. And I notice that there's like a cut here. So I wonder if the florist cut off a flower, but I think that's what they probably did. Let me look at the others. If you guys know anything about Astros, do they have 2 flowers per stem or 1 flower? It looks like they probably cut one off. Or it could be a leaf that they cut off. All of these look like this. Florist friends, what's the deal? Right? Okay, so there's, I think it's a leaf. Because if you see here, there's 2 leaves here. Okay. So a little small leaf and a larger leaf. So I think because possibly that there's a lot of leaves and they're just cutting it off. Okay. All right. Oh, must be pollen falling on my book here. Okay, so I'm going to get first of all, get the basic structure of the stem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 stems here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have, excuse my excellent artistic ability. I'm going to say this is the flower. All right. And each of them has a leaf, like right along the center of the stem, like around here. One leaf. And I'm going to say there's a smaller leaf because that's what I'm observing. Even though they cut it off, I saw a part where I saw a stem where there's two leaves. So one smaller leaf and one larger leaf. And then along the cluster of the stems, there are bigger leaves right here. I don't know how many. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to say 5 or 6. So like here, then we're going to do like 5 leaves around, 5 big leaves. Okay. I'm going to trace this here. Trace the leaf. Because chances are, I like to trace the flowers because chances are, a lot of the times when I'm when I'm trying to copy nature, the actual flower will die before I finish beading. Not always, but a lot of the time. Especially if I'm still trying to think about what techniques to use. Sometimes there could be a tricky thing. I'm going to call this outer leaf. And how many did I say? About 6 or 7? 6 or 7 leaves. Just looking at the nodes here. So one, what was it in between? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6. I'll say 6. I'm going to look at these other ones too. I like that there's a lot of samples in this bouquet. Like as far as colorways too, like the colors, they're not always the same. I mean, depending on, well, like going from color to color, they'll look different. We can't just automatically translate the stuff that you study from one color to another color sometimes. Sometimes it's just slightly different. Okay. Don't know. 1, 2, 3. Well, I don't think it really matters how many leaves are in the outer leaves. Not that big a deal. Anyways. Let's take like one of the branching leaves here. So this is 1 leaf per branching stem. 1 leaf per branching stem. So this leaf is this. And this leaf is this. I know I'm so scientific. Okay. Okay, and let's see, I think I saw a smaller leaf there. All right, Juliana says, do you record your live so I can watch later? I won't be able to stay the whole video. Yes, you can. You should be able to go back to my YouTube channel and find the lives under the live tab. So they're all there. You can go back and watch the last, I don't know, 6 months of lives or something. So they are there. Okay. What happened to my little leaf? Where did it go? Okay. No big deal. I'll deal with it later. Okay, let's do the flower. Hmm. All right. Let's look at the flower here. We have 3 of these petals. We have 2 of these petals and 1 down here. And this is what I do when I study them. Take them all apart. Oh, this is interesting. This is an interesting petal. Okay. I kind of have an idea of what I like to do. Kind of. Big heads in the way. Sorry. Sorry. If you're just joining me, I am studying a Alstroemeria flower, and we are going to bead it. So that's 3 of these petals. And then 2 of these. I think I have studied one already a long time ago when I had access to Astros. It's one of these Astros are one of those supermarket florist section flowers. Those cheap flowers like carnations. But they're beautiful. So there's 2 of these petals. As far as shading, what I usually do is I take a picture of the petals to have in my, photo collection under flower studies, and then I will refer back to it for the actual shading and stuff like that. But since I have a video, do I really need to do that? All right, and then I have this, and this is just 1 petal. Let me do it this way because it looks very similar to this. Okay, 1 of these petals. Just love just having all the petals lying around. Okay. And then we have our centers. We have our stamens. And then we have our, I'm trying to think of the word, pistil. This is the pistil right here. And then these are the stamens. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stamens. Okay, I'm going to call this petal A, petal B, petal C, and we have our stamen. How many stamens did I say? 6. 1, 2, 6 stamens. 6. And then 1 pistil. Splits up 3 ways. Now this looks simple, but it's the simple things that I'm stuck on. It's like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this pistil? It's the simplest things that I'm stuck on. And with the stamen, I'm not sure, because when I did my second book, I kind of overdid it on this technique called the twisted wire loop. I mean, the twisted wire fringe. I got so sick of it. I have not designed anything with the twisted wire fringe since. And that was since 2001. So it's been 4 years since I've designed anything with that technique. So, but I may. It's just 6 stamens. It may be time. It may be time to get back into that technique. I was so traumatized because I did so much of it that I stopped. But it may be time for more. All right, so let's see. Which petal should I do? Petal A? Let's try to do petal A. To think about what technique to use to get this shape. I'm thinking of 2 ways as a possibility. Well, we can try it both ways and see what I've got. All right. Get some beads. And I'm thinking I will use 26 gauge wire because it is such a small flower. And the weight will support the small flower. If I use maybe like a 24 gauge, it might be too bulky. I can probably get away with 24. I'm not sure. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. Okay. Okay, and I have all of these scrap wires that I will try to use. And of course, I didn't label what gauge this is. So I'm trying to figure out what gauge it is. Okay. Most of them I labeled. Okay, I'll use this one, 26 gauge. Okay. Where's my petal? This is the one I'm trying to do. When I design, when I do the initial prototype, it doesn't really matter to me the colors I'm using. I just picked any random color that was next to me, and using any color wire. Oh, I should probably use a different color wire so it can be seen better. But oh well, I already picked this, so I'm going with it. Okay, that should be. Oh, let's get a little bit more. All right, so I've got my beads on the wire here. So just the first method. I'm thinking I'll do a basic frame, round top, pointed bottom. Rounded top, pointed bottom. Maybe do 5 beads. That's just a complete guess. That's a complete guess. So I'm going to do our basic frame. Well, like I was saying, normally when I do these prototypes, doesn't really matter what color I'm using. I would prefer to use scrap wire because chances are I'm usually taking them apart. What I'm concerned about when I'm doing the prototypes is that I've got the initial shape correct. Need more beads for the basic row. It's too short. It needs more length. All right, guys, if I am not seeing your comments, I am sorry. It's just been acting up lately. Sometimes I see them after the live, and they show up after the live. So that's frustrating. So I'm not ignoring you. All right, so now this also just again an estimate. I'm going to undo some of these twists because I need more room to wrap. Oh, this wire is a bit kinky because I already did stuff with it. Or is this too long? No, it's possible that's too long. Too many beads. We'll see. So it's always a guess. I've had people ask me, is there a specific formula that, you know, you look at a petal and then you kind of know how many beads you use to start out with? I wish it were that easy when you get like a specific formula. Okay, so no, I don't like this. Okay, so I'm gonna need to undo it. Use less beads. I didn't have enough beads before, now I need more beads. So it's just a bunch of playing around. I had 5 earlier. It had the shape I may need to do other things to elongate it. That's what okay, so I'm going to do a little bit more. 5. I think 5 was good. 5 was good. We'll do 7. So I think what I'm going to do here is to add some beads down here to help elongate. To get that more pointed bottom. I'm going to do 3 beads. I'm going to do 3. Close. Okay. All right. I'm going to add 3 more beads here. So immediately, this is going to be an intermediate pattern instead of a beginner level pattern, just with all the stuff we're doing. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bead on the top basic wire here to create that little pointy top. So I've been doing the rounded tops. So for this last 2 rows, I'm going to do a pointy top. Maybe it's a bit big. I think I may need to start the make it with 2 less rows because it's a bit big. Maybe this one. Maybe it'll be this one. Okay, so we're on the right track. Just 2 less rows. Okay, first prototype. Let's try it again. Okay, just a little bit more. Okay, let's try it again. So instead of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to start the elongation at after the 5th row. Maybe I'll stick with the 5 beads too. Let's try it with the 5. And then I'm going to put the elongation beads in the loop so I don't have to add it later. So that's already there. Where are my beads? I'm missing a bead. Undo the twists, add my 3 beads, so that way I'm just twisting on the bottom and not have to do any cutting. I'm not sure if I liked using this technique. If this gets that point, okay, maybe more beads at the top. Right. More beads. I think I need a longer elongation because I used less beads. I'm going to make it. I need another round of this. Let's see how that turns out. do the top. And I think I'll add 2 beads instead of 1 like I did. Okay. I'm still not completely happy with this one. Still a bit big. So I'm thinking maybe the 7 beads was okay. Maybe, yeah. Start out with the 7 beads a little bit longer. So, all right, looks like, oh, hello, Mayuki. Thanks for jumping in. What are you working on? Okay. Okay, as far as shape, my flowers got knocked over. You know how that is. You know how that is. I'm going to set it aside. There's these holes in my cart, and so I can stick the flowers in the holes of the cart. I should just have a whole cart like that. Okay, there's that. Okay, what was I saying? I don't remember. So I did say I want 1 less row, and I didn't have 1 less row here. It's the same amount of rows because I use less beads. I thought, okay, I'll use less beads. And when I use less beads, I needed the same amount of rows. So let's try it again. I'm just going to undo this. Let's see if I can do it this way instead of me making a whole new thing. Okay, I think 3rd time's the charm. So 1, 2, 3. 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3rd time's the charm. Right. Okay, let's try this again. All right, so Mayuki says, I'm on March break until March 30th. We're moving to a town over. 2 weeks, no projects. Bummer. Supplies are packed up. Get a clean slate to design my creative workspace. That's nice to start over with your organizing. Kind of jealous with that because we have so much stuff. Well, I'm not talking about my space here because I kind of like my space now, like that I've gotten rid of stuff. But as far as house-wise, we need to start over. If we want to, if I can get my husband to get rid of stuff, we need to start over. All right, let's see. Less rows or same amount of rows? Maybe. I think this might be it. This might be it. I don't know if I'm vibing with this technique. I may go with a different. When you see this pattern out, when you see the final pattern, it may be a different one. I don't know. It's a lot better. So I think the shape is good. Good shape. So with this one, okay, so for petal one, I mean for petal, oh, this is petal C, right? Petal C. I may rename it later. I may call this one to A, maybe I'll call this A and this B and this C, but you know what? I think that's what, logistically, if I'm thinking of how I would do the pattern in a tutorial, logistically, it would make more sense for this to be A, and then this to be B, and then this to be C. Okay. So for this one, I may add a couple more beads here. So maybe 9 beads. Let's try it. So I'll add 9 beads on there. Do the same technique to get the different shape, slightly different shape. I think it's slightly thinner or not. No, it's not thinner. It's a little thicker. Okay, I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to need to be done for today. We got things to do. We had snow over the weekend, I think. Yeah, we had snow on Sunday, but it's mostly melted, and what are those flowers? Irises, our little miniature irises are blooming. And when it was blooming last year, I designed a miniature iris, and it's still in my project box. So it's one of my UFOs that I need to, if I want to get, okay, so this is the fun part, just starting a project, right? Starting the design. This is the exciting part, but it's the finishing part that's hard. Finishing part, I have to, do the measurements, pictures, all that stuff. That's the not so fun part. Okay, so let's do 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do nine beads in the basic row and 9 in the basic loop. And see how that goes. Okay. I'm deciding if I need to start elongating sooner. No, I don't think I can. I think this is after this row is the soonest that I can elongate. So no, I can't. All right. Okay, Mike says we get the little crocuses popping up randomly on lawns here. Crocuses already. Crocuses are it's still a bit too early for us here. Well, I think you're more north than we are, so we should be colder where you are. We've got. I always get the little irises first. Last year, my little irises popped up in February, and then it snowed. Hang on. Am I missing something? Well, I didn't need the 3. And then it snowed and kind of wilted, and then it came back. Like through the snow. It was coming out through the snow, the irises. Okay. I think it needs to be a bit longer by like this much. Right? But otherwise, the shape here is good. It's good shape. Maybe I just need to add more beads right here, like here and here. I add more beads. Let's undo it real quick and add a few more beads. Maybe 2. And then in the final, I'll add a couple more. I'll even it out between the two elongations. Okay, so I'll add 2. Okay, well, looks like we have Ruth joining us. Hello, Ruth. Good morning. What project are you working on? You guys are just joining me. I am studying Alstromyra flowers or Peruvian lilies, and then I am coming up with the pattern. Just working on the pattern. This is my favorite part. of designing is looking at the flowers and then figuring out the techniques to use with it. And then it'll go in a box for, I don't know, a project box or a project bag. And it'll sit there for years until I feel like going back to it again. You guys seen what happened with my begonias. I actually finished the design. And now, okay. All right, perfect. I just needed a couple more beads. So I'll, in the final prototype, I guess, I'll even out the beads between the two elongations. All right. Here we are. I think that works. And then after this, then I will figure out shading and stuff. So these are the flowers that I studied. And these are the petals. I think I did okay. I think I did good. This one, which my original, oh, here we go. A bit bigger than, I will keep that in mind. I may need to redo it because it may not be possible to make it smaller. It's probably not possible. This is the size it has to be. It's the size it has to be because of the size of the beads we're using and the number of rows we need to do. So I don't think it can be made smaller. So, but it's fine. It's fine. Usually French favorite flowers, they're just slightly bigger than the ones that we're studying. It's just, that's just how it is. It's, unless we use size 15 beads, it's harder to get the exact size. And I'm trying not to, as much as I love size 15s, I know not everyone has access to size 15. So I try to do the size 11s as much as possible. Okay, Ruth says waiting for beads and wire to do snowdrops and forget-me-nots. Ooh, looking forward to seeing those, Ruth. Okay. And I like doing these lives because it's actually forcing me to do certain things. It's actually forcing me to actually do the studies and also make the prototypes. Otherwise, I might just not. I may just wait because that's just, you know, me procrastinating on everything. So thank you for joining me today. I had lots of fun. Just we'll think about it some more on how to do petal C. Not sure how I'm going to do that yet. So, all right. And that should be time for me. I got things to do today. I can't stay for too long. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I will see you next week. I think, let me see, next week, the 28th. I should be able to come on. So I'll see you next week. And also don't forget, next month we'll be doing the Anthurium bead along. Let me get that QR code back up with the Anthurium bead along information. I have kits on those on my website at beadflora.com. Also, don't forget Lauren Harpster's bead along. She's doing the Cymbidium orchid, and also my French beading Intro to French Beading Rose class at virtuallyevercrafting.com. And, oh, not this one, this one. And the French Beaded Sunflower Necklace. That's another class at the virtuallyevercrafting.com. And that will be, both of these classes will be end of April, live Zoom classes. And there's a replay. So if you missed the class, you can watch the replay. If you think you can, a lot of people, what they did last year was, or in the years previous, is they purchased the class and then just watched the replays instead of joining me live. So you can also do that. If you want to do the class but can't make it to the live, you can watch the replay. All right, so that is all for me today. Again, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye.